Welcome back to Rough Restos, and as you may better tell by the title, we're not working on the Capri today, we're still on the Range Rover, of course. So now, the 2010 headlights on the L322, I think are actually pretty good. But there's certainly improvements that can be made to them. They're good looking, they're really functional. Obviously over time, the bulbs in them, lamps if you're a Sparky, degrade, and obviously you get reduced light output. So there's one easy way to come around this: buy new bulbs, buy better bulbs, or go for LED. So now these ones here are ones I picked up a little while ago, so I've already used them, and I thought they were pretty damn good. There's quite a common one that people use, and that's the Ben, I think it was, lamps, but they're only available from China. And I was impatient when I ordered these, and I wanted something from Amazon. So I've done a lot of research, and I come across these BEAMFLYs. Now these ones here are 6,000 Kelvin, so that is the colour temperature that they come out at, so what you actually see by your eye. 3,000 is that sort of typical warm white colour, or 2,800, and then you gradually get whiter towards blue. So these are a sort of white colour at 6,000, almost with a hint of blue on them. And I would have the box, but I can't find it. I'm sure I saved it somewhere, but no idea what it is. Now these ones here are 60 watts a piece, I believe, and when actually tested, they come back at actually being about 60 watts a piece, whereas some of the Chinese ones are only half of what they state. So what you really need is a good brand that's going to be reliable and last, and is actually going to output what it says. So do your research, but I've found that these are quite good, and I've tried and tested them, and they work well. So these are fan cooled. They don't upset the canvas, from memory, and they do fit in the unit. So they're pretty nice, to be fair. Seem quite well built and very reliable. Now, for the sake of making this easy for you guys, what I've done is I've got my spare set of headlights here on the bench to show you how to do it, because it's going to be much easier than trying it on the car, and that way you can see what you're looking at without actually having to dive in headfirst into the engine bay. So on the back of your headlights, you've got your main beams in these little inspection covers, and you got your high beams behind these covers. And inside there, I'll try and get you in a minute and show you what's going on. Inside there, you've got your old halogen lamp and your connector for it. So what you want to do is you unplug your connector. Now your lamp might come out with a connector, depends on how long it's been on there. There you go, like that. Might come out with it. If it doesn't, then normally a little tug of the lamp will pull it out. If not, each side is these little pins here. Just little spring tabs. Push them in a little bit and the lamp will pop out. Really easy. So you've got your old halogen lamp here. You want to disconnect. He says. Put it down on it. So you want to disconnect your old halogen lamp. Now I wouldn't worry about plugging in your new ones yet, but what you can do is get the light in the fitting. Now this is very tight. It does fit, but it is tight. Now bearing in mind the lamp can only go one way, and that's got this little locating tab at the bottom here, and that must sit at the bottom of the light. So that must be like that in the fitting. However, to get the light into the fitting, you're going to have to put it in at an angle like that. So let's try and squeeze it in here a minute. They are a bit tight. Try and like that. Get him orientated the right way around, and then he should just go in like that and clip in. Out like that. There we go. And it'll just pop in and it'll sit in there. So there should be a whole finger's gap behind the fan and the housing. And this one here is, it's about 11 o'clock pointing that way. So nice and simple. Lamps clipped in there. Now what you've got here is you've got your plug and your socket, and they just go together. On this plug, on these ones, it says positive and negative, and what I actually found out is that I'm not sure if it's these lights or whether it's these plugs have been wired backwards, but they're actually opposite. So the negative is the red and the positive is the brown. But I would advise what you do is you plug these in first, or leave them hanging out before you put the cover on and test them in the vehicle, because you can always, if it don't work, flip it 180 and there you go. So you just got to do this with both lights. I'm going to do that in a second and show you what it's like. Right, let's see what we got here then. And oh yes. Need to clean my headlights. They're insanely bright. There is a bit of scatter around the place, but overall, definitely much brighter by appearance. Let's pop them off a minute. So I think we should do a road test. So using this signpost as a benchmark here, that's dip beam, main beam. So not bad at all, to be fair, not bad at all. But let's see what it's like with the LED. And there we go, so we got dip beam, LED high beam. Pretty damn bright. So yeah, just going down a private lane, and we got high beams on. This is brighter than daylight. One thing to mention, obviously these are LED lights in a reflector housing. Now that is not road legal in the UK. So high beams, I don't really care, to be honest, because you shouldn't be using your high beams where it's going to affect any other drivers anyway. So that's not really an issue, because you can't blind someone because you shouldn't have them on in the first place. Obviously, if you were fitting them in your dip beam and you didn't already have like projector lenses and all that stuff there, would not be safe, and it's not compliant. It's a bit of a dick move, really. But in terms of in your high beams, nothing matters. Although you'll probably have to remove them for MOT if your tester's going to test them properly, because they shouldn't be there. So yeah, I'm very happy, very bright. Right, well that's the LED main beams upgraded. There is other previous mods on the channel, like enabling the daytime running lights and having the halos down on the fog lights. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. If you happen to have enjoyed the video, I know it's a bit of a simple, quick, short one, but why not stick around? There is so much more content on the channel, and there's so much more coming. Yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment, why not? And with any luck, I'll see you again next time. I've been Jordan, cheers!